Hello everyone, my name is Cello Doodle and today we have a different kind of video because we are going to be talking about a game as a whole. I just want to say this ahead of time before we start the video that almost all my videos are pre-recorded due to me being a full-time student, so any issues and small details might be different by the time that you're viewing this video. With that said, let's dive into my review of Story of Seasons: Pioneers of Olive Town. Story of Seasons is a beautifully crafted game that has taken inspiration from both Animal Crossing New Horizons and Stardew Valley, and has put some of the most wanted features in those games into this game. One of the biggest things that stands out to me is the mass crafting. This is so nice every time I go to craft. I just select exactly how much I want, which I think Animal Crossing definitely needs to add this feature as well. I also love the assortment of characters and how many there are. In total, there are 37 NPCs, which I think is amazing, and with the expansion pass that is coming, they are only adding to that number, which is so great. I feel like they definitely took a note from Stardew Valley with that because I'm always wishing there were more NPCs in that game. One feature that I've been wanting for Stardew Valley that this game has added is a grocery store. It is so nice to have one, so I am not hoarding all these random crops in case I want to cook. This is such a nice touch, and it really shows the game's attention to detail. On a similar note to the grocery stores is the restaurants. And I think it is so cool that they added these, and I think it is so cool that you don't have to cook all of your own meals. You can just buy one. I also love that they have two different ones, so if one is closed, the other is probably open. I also love how they have set up the meals to have different categories as well as getting full after the main dish. All the dishes have perks, which I think are a really smart thing to add. One annoyance I have heard is that the NPCs do take lunch breaks and have meals, but I personally love it because it makes the game feel more organic, and I can wait an hour to go to a certain store most days. This also offers a chance to talk to a good portion of the villagers all at once so that time isn't completely wasted. I also like how the different stores have different days that they are closed on. This makes it so one day does not feel wasted completely and there's always some villagers walking around. It is a bit annoying to have to double check the days or sit in a store waiting for them when they never actually show up, but over time it will be easier to remember all the stores and their closing days. One of the things that I think they did really well in this game is the pacing. I feel like the days are long enough for me to do everything I want with almost passing out. I also love how I can do farm work and then still feel like I have time to go to the mines or talk to the villagers without feeling crammed for time and that I have to ignore my farm to get everything done, like talking to the villagers. So this is super nice. This next part is more of a minor detail, but I love the animals so much in the game. They are so cute, and I love that you can find different species in different seasons, and it makes me excited to get to the next season and discover a brand new species. I also love that you can breed them for new colors and higher quality. I am an animal lover personally, and having baby animals and breeding animals is so much fun for me, so I really love that aspect of the game. I also like how if you want to have higher qualities, you can give the other animals to the sprites for them to love and care for, because otherwise I would feel so guilty about releasing them, and probably never would. So I think that is a very nice touch. The sprites overall are very well done and remind me of the Junimos, but are different enough that I do not feel like the game is being a copycat. Personally, after getting to interact with the sprites so much in Story of Seasons, I almost want Stardew Valley to revamp the Junimos so you can interact with them more. I love how you can actually go to their home, as well as other areas that are so pretty, and you get a variety of resources and get to play some mini games. With Stardew Valley, late game can be very difficult with finding wood and other resources that are normally on your farm, and I think Story of Seasons has found a very nice workaround for this problem by having the sprites set up the way that they are. While this game is amazing, it does have a few issues. The game's graphics are so amazing, but it does have some major frame rate drops, which isn't game breaking, but it's definitely an annoyance. The makers are also one of the game's biggest problems because of how bulky they are. I could forgive the bulkiness if they added bulk crafting, which they are clearly capable of, as shown with the crafting in our inventories. The current system of reloading them all the time really makes it feel like a mobile game, which for how amazing the game feels is so out of place and can make it lose some of its charm. I also think they need to shrink the barrier around the edges of the map because they feel so empty and get so messy when unwanted trees, shrubs, and rocks spawn there. On a similar note with things spawning is that items spawn super fast. I wish it was a little bit slower with the trees especially. They just spawn so fast and I feel like I'm wasting energy every day cleaning them all out. One solution to this could be allowing items to be placed on top of paths, and paths to be placed closer to the edge of the map so that things are not spawning in between everything and making an absolute mess. With any game of this style where there's a ton of freedom with how much you can talk to the NPCs, there can always be a little extra dialogue added to make the game feel a little more natural, but I'd rather see some of these other issues fixed first. Even though this game has its issues, I think this game could eventually get really popular, since the developers are actively listening and fixing the issues. So many games ignore what the fans want, and the fact that they already fixed a previous issue with loading screens shows what kind of company they are and how they are invested in their game and they want to make it really good. I think once these issues have been fixed, more people will be interested in buying the game, because certain issues are a huge turnoff right now. I'm not sure if the developers are planning this or not, but they should really consider adding multiplayer. I feel like this would add a whole new level to this game. If they added this, I know I would personally start telling my friends to get it so we could play together. If they do this, I think it would bring so many fans to the game and would really catapult it into a game that could get really popular. With the current age that we live in, I feel like most games of this style need a multiplayer component because other games have it, so people will first go to those games, even if the one without multiplayer is better overall. I feel like them not having this at release has really hindered the game, but if they add it, it could really elevate it. My overall opinion of the game is really good, and it's just a nice, chill game that I'm finding myself going to whenever I just want to chill. So if you're looking for that kind of game, I would definitely recommend you buy it. I believe most Stardew fans would enjoy this game due to the similarities the two games have, as well as what Story of Seasons has added, like certain types of shops and the amazing graphics. I think a good portion of Animal Crossing fans will enjoy this game as well, but if you're looking for a game to play with friends, I would still recommend Stardew Valley over this game. But that opinion could easily change in the future, as if they add multiplayer, I probably would want to play this game over Stardew Valley with my friends sometimes. So overall, this game is amazing, and I totally recommend buying it even with the issues. As DLCs release, I will let you guys know if they are worth it or not, as well as to make sure to keep an eye out for that in the coming months. If you guys enjoyed this video or have any questions about this game or any of the other games featured on the channel, feel free to leave a comment down below. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like so I know to do more game reviews like this one, and I will see you all next time. Bye!